Hello, hello. Welcome. Hey, Raheem. Hey there. Hey, Donna. Hey, Derek. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you all hear me? I hope you can hear me okay. We are here for yet another Wednesday of Lauren Lake Live. Welcome, welcome. So glad to see y'all. Hey, back at you. Hey there. Hey, over there on YouTube. Hey, Derek. Hey, Earl. Hey, Don Trees. Hey, Calvin. Great. Hi, Linda, over on TikTok. I'm here on TikTok and YouTube today, you guys. Because every time I do both, you guys seem to really enjoy it. I just have to somehow get home so I can have my tripods there. So I'm like holding up two phones. But it is me. Hi there. I'm getting so many hey from Trinidad. Wow. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes. Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, everybody. If you didn't know, what was it? Gosh, me and CJ's birthdays were last Friday and then Saturday. But the crazy thing was, you guys, CJ was in a football camp all weekend long. And so he was not free on my birthday or his birthday. So I basically had planned to do a birthday by myself at the spa because I have just been so tired. Those of you who know, I'm down in Atlanta now because CJ is doing this work with a new team. And so I'm down here. So I just wanted to check myself into the spa and decompress, y'all. When I tell you I needed a day with nobody calling my name, nobody asking for anything. Thank you so much for the gifts over on TikTok. Thank you. Yeah, y'all, I was tired, okay? And I had just decided to check myself in and I had gotten the works. I had gotten myself a massage. I had gotten myself a facial, a manicure and a pedicure. The day before I got a haircut, as you guys could see. I just needed to get a good old trim and of my natural hair. And I did that. And then I was just literally about to go get my book, sit by the pool, order myself some dinner, and just relax. And I go into the locker room, y'all, and I'm like just sitting there by my locker, like getting ready to unlock it. And I see a person come in and I just kind of turn my head. Y'all, I look and it was like my best friend Teresa in the dressing room. Now she lives in New Jersey. We're in Atlanta. She had come to surprise me, y'all. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Thank you for the gifts. Um, y'all, she had come to surprise me. It talk about it being like you saw a ghost. Honey, if I didn't boohoo the ugly cry, so did she. Oh my God, we had boohoo cried. We had not seen each other in person and since last summer this time when her mom passed. And we had just had a heck of a year together. It was like my father passed, her mother passed, and then my brother passed. And we literally were just last summer, just funeral after funeral. And so when we saw each other, oh my God, we just hugged, cried. It was such a beautiful surprise. So she and her husband ended up taking me to dinner because I hadn't really made any other plans. I was just ready to decompress. And so anyway, we did that and it was lovely. And then there was like a live band playing, so we enjoyed it. I love live music. Hey, Lennon, no, I didn't relocate to Atlanta. CJ's playing on a team here. So I'm in mommy mode and I am here while we are on hiatus um from We the People. So I'm just here for a while. And if you knew, Atlanta's where I shot Paternity Court. So I used to live here for several months out of the year anyway, so I'm very familiar with Atlanta. It's like a third or fourth home. I actually moved to Atlanta as well in the early 1990s to pursue my career as a singer, and ended up opening up a recording studio on Edgewood Avenue and recording artists. And that's how some of my artists got record deals with Death Row Interscope Records and Sony Music, from the work that I did here. And then later on, I came back to shoot We the People here. Hey, y'all. Hey, Deborah Sure. Yep, Ebony. I was a background singer for many, many years. Yeah, I was. I was a background singer. That's how I helped pay my way through law school. And I used to sing in corporate bands. And then I went on to sing background for lots of multi-platinum acts, different ones. Jay-Z on his first Blueprint album. I sang with JT Taylor, formerly of Kool and the Gang, Mary J. Blige. So lots of work for a while. And then I start doing TV. Hey, Black. Is it Black Panther? You say you got a question. You better ask it while I can see it, honey, because let's see. DJ Jackson says, when's We the People returning? Hopefully in the fall with new episodes. That's our plan. And usually we have some episodes left over from when we shoot to start the season fresh with new episodes. So fingers crossed, prayers up. Fall season, we'll be back with some new episodes. Thank you so much for caring. We really shot some great, great cases when we were working a couple months ago. So now it kind of worked out in the mom sense that I can be here in Atlanta with CJ to help him get acclimated to this new team. Just a lot of running around. I was talking to a friend the other day about I'm a very unconventional parent. I don't really do things like the way they're lined up. You know, I have taken CJ out of school. I have homeschooled him. There was a time when he was really struggling in public school when he was younger in the first grade, and they were, oh, your child is this, your child is that. I was like, my child ain't nothing, okay? My child is my child, and he's fine. And when I say my child ain't nothing, I don't mean he's nothing. I mean, you're not going to label him in a way that isn't conducive to his higher learning. And what we ended up finding out during that time was that CJ was a highly gifted child, and CJ was admitted into Mensa when he was 6 years old, and he really struggled in school when he was bored, and it was a lot, you know. And I remember taking him to a psychologist and them saying, well, if you know, you can get him the type of instruction, if you can figure out a way to homeschool him or get him a private teacher. And so I did both. I homeschooled him. I did hire a private teacher for some of the other subjects, but I took CJ out of school for a minute until he was accepted to a school for highly gifted children, because I was very concerned about how comfortable the school administration was with labeling him, you know, a behavioral issue, a this, a that. We got to put him here. I'm like, no, he's telling you he's bored, right? Now, was he acting out a little bit? Yes. Was he not following instructions? Yes. And he just basically said, Mom, I'm just too bored in there. It's just terrible. All this stuff I'm learning here, I already learned. And so I had really had to listen to my child and trust the process and go through those things. And it was hard. And ever since then, I just don't really I don't go in a straight line with him, right? I really kind of help him figure out what works for him. And I'm in constant communication with him about what really speaks to him and um, which type of educational experience really inspires him and connects with his mind. And so he went to the school for highly gifted children. And then when he wanted to go to boarding school, it was definitely not on my plans. But I trust him enough that if he tries it and he doesn't like it, he's going to tell me. And what he loved about it is he could play sports, and CJ loves to play sports. He's a big science kid, robotics and all of that stuff, but he also really loves to play sports. And what I learned from studying and being able to advocate for his gifts was that, the sports really help regulate his mind. His neurons are firing very fast in his brain, and sports really help that. Outdoor activities. He loves to play golf and football. He played soccer, he played baseball, he's played all of the sports. And so I'm kind of unconventional in that way, which leads me now to Atlanta, where we're going to go back into a situation where he'll have private teachers and some schooling at home because he's going to be playing for a team here. He got a great opportunity, and we're going to do it. So I am that kind of parent, and let me tell you something. It is not easy. I do not. Um, it's not something that I would say that I would just recommend. It's a personal choice, and it really is based on your child and what's right for your child and also what's right for you. Because I work in television and the way I work, I've been blessed. Thank you for the roses. Thank you so much. Is it Mocha? Mocha, I can't really see the other thing. Is it Mocha Mom? Thank you so much, though. I appreciate that. But yeah, you have to really decide what is best for you. And for me, I really felt my child was at risk. And I wrote about this in an article on the Grio. You can search it up if you want. And if you probably Google Lauren Lake and the Grio, I wrote about this several months ago because it was definitely I mean, gosh, I was in, it blew my mind. I didn't see it coming. I grew up going to public school when I first started school. We had a great public school in our area where we were in California. So I just enrolled him in public school. And I had no idea this was coming. And I was a working mom. I was traveling back and forth to Atlanta to shoot paternity court. And I felt all types of mom guilt when I would just get these notes home. Well, CJ's doing this and CJ's doing that. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I'd get back from shooting and, I'd be like, CJ, what is going on? And he's just like, Mom, oh my God, it's so boring. And my teacher doesn't like her job. She doesn't even like teaching. I was like, what is going on? And sure enough, he was saying what he felt. And at the end of the day, he was right. So anyway, y'all, I'm here. We call them CJ Mommy Adventures because to be very, very transparent about it, having to take him out of school wasn't something that he just welcomed. CJ loved going to school. He's very, very social. And hey, Bonita says, good to know you're human and in tune with your child and just regular life. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I pride that on my family, being from Detroit, and also just having parents that were very in tune with me. Back in my day, we didn't have all of these highly gifted labels and Mensa and this, but I remember having a very difficult time in grade school and having to skip a grade, skip fourth grade. And that's back in the day, that's what they did. You just skipped a grade and you just figured it out. Or you didn't skip a grade and figured it out if you needed accelerated learning. And it was very hard for me. I was a social outcast. I was bullied. I was all of the above. It was no fun. And when I realized that this may be a part of my son's story, I was blessed and I'm very grateful to God that I was in a position to kind of get all in the middle of it, right? I mean, my parents were working parents. They were studying for their PhDs at the time when I was in school, and there just weren't a lot of outlets. It took my parents a while to be able to send me to a different school. And so I just said to myself, if CJ's going to go through this, I'm going through it with him. And if we've got to do things that are against what social norms are, because trust me, everybody was like, you gonna do what? You gonna do what? Hey from Barbados, hey back at you. Hey from Sydney, Australia. Wow, wow. You just graduated from Mortuary College. Congratulations. Hey from Jamaica. But yeah, hi from Nigeria. Wow, thank you. But yeah, you guys, I just decided I was going to make a sacrifice. And it is, it very much is a sacrifice. Coming to, homeschooling him means I'm also home, right? Being in Georgia, him being in Georgia means that I'm in Georgia. Him going to boarding school meant that, I did end up going down to Florida a lot and then ended up getting a place there because I just missed him and wanted to see him regularly, honey. Anything he needed, if he just needed something to Target, Mama was on her way. Any excuse to get up in there and see my baby. But I see the way he's grown. And look, CJ is no perfect child. I'm dealing with the same teenage stuff Everybody else is. And we can get on that on another conversation. Because these teenage years, honey, ain't nobody prepare us enough for all this commentary and a little slight attitude. And the honey, we have to get them together, okay, on a regular basis. Don't get out of order, okay? But yeah, that's a whole different conversation we'll talk about one day. But yeah, it is a true labor of love. And I mean that. I mean that. And I said, when I wrote a birthday note to him, I said that having you on my 41st birthday, has given me a lifetime of love and laughter, because we do laugh a lot and we love limitlessly. But it also is a true labor of love. Parenting is a labor, right? It is work. It is a blessing, but it is a blessed work. And sometimes it's harder than others. And it always seems like the kids' attitudes or the times when they don't want to cooperate comes at the worst time, when you just got too much to do and too much going on, honey. But Lord, we just find our way through. That's what we do. And we have our talks, and we do what we got to do. Mike Kima says the only table he should have is the name, in my opinion. Oh, the only label he should have is his name. Amen. Or that he's limitless. That's what I tell him. The only label we accept is limitless. Okay. Right. I am not a fan of labeling children, especially in their early years. I am not a fan of that. And what I knew from being a teacher, because many of you guys may not know, that's what I did while I was studying for the bar exam. I was a teacher, a substitute teacher, and then I ended up being brought on full time because the teacher I was subbing for, I think she was ill and she just never came back. Thank you for the rose, Tracy, over on TikTok. But yeah, y'all, I'm a big believer in not labeling kids. And I remember being a teacher, and I taught all levels. First, I started off in kindergarten and grade school, but I have a teaching certificate in secondary education. So at that point, I was in high school, and I saw how easy it was for a child to be labeled something, for it to go into their file or be written on a report, and then that report follows your child all the way through their experience. So before a teacher ever even meets your child, gets to know who they are, understands their quirks, their needs, what they love, what they like, what their favorite color is, what they like for their lunch, their favorite book, anything, they've already got this report that sets forth the previous teacher's explanation or description of what they felt your child, or who they felt your child was. And once I felt like that teacher was going to try to do that to my son, I pulled him out of there, and I was like, we're not going back. So we didn't. And we've been onwards and upwards. And I often say that there are many children out here today being labeled the wrong B word, right? They're being labeled bad, but really they are bright, right? They are bright. They are brilliant. Another B word. And so you have to really, thank you, Helen. Love you back. Love you back. We have to really stand in the gap for our children when they can't advocate for themselves. And like I said, that doesn't mean that they're perfect children. That doesn't mean they're not going to make mistakes. That doesn't mean they're not going to get on your nerves. But they are worthy of our advocacy, and for people to understand that. And now every teacher that he has, thank you for the rose over on TikTok. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate you. Now every class, and this is something for parents out there, I'll kind of share this little bit that I would really recommend is, when the teacher sends that email in the beginning of the year, or when you have that little conference and they go, tell me a little bit about your child, right? Really tell them, okay? Really tell them. That's one of the things that I've begun to do. And I mean, even in boarding school, when they say, tell me a little bit about CJ, I tell them a lot about the great parts of him, and also the other parts. Like, CJ's not the kid that's going to sit and listen to something boring all day. If you do not teach class with enthusiasm, with engagement, my son is going to be the one just doodling to try to keep his mind straight. Hey, No Cap, thank you so much for the roses. Thank you. Is it Corera? Thank you so much. The bye-bye. I can't see the rest. Thank you for the roses over on TikTok. But yeah, I'm going to be honest. My son is going to be the one that is going to be doodling on a sheet of paper. Matter of fact, honey, I had a teacher once tell me, Oh, he's doodling on his paper every day. And she was mad at him because he was doodling. And I had to say, and this is a part of advocacy, kids, highly gifted children, which CJ is, they often doodle on paper, as well as kids who are learning at different levels. Sometimes it's just a mind management. It's not always disrespectful. Sometimes they're just trying to fill in the blanks or just get through the day. Or if something isn't engaging to them or isn't connecting with them, they're having a hard time to hold on to their attention span. And if it's not disruptive, then what exactly is the problem? And then I had to pull out the research for CJ's case to kind of let her know that this is something that a highly gifted child will do all the time, especially if they're not engaged. And what are the grades? How is he performing in the class? Is he participating? What other things are going on besides a doodle? And look, as a former teacher, I will say that sometimes we do have to challenge the partnership we share with our teachers has to often include sometimes explanation and sometimes a challenge, and we letting them know who our child is, right? I also do let them know now if he's cutting up and if he's not doing what he's supposed to do, I'm just a phone call away because we're in partnership to make sure he's educated as best he can be. So that's one thing I would just say to you. Let them know who your child is. Be honest about that. I'll let them know. Sometimes CJ, he's the kid that might just have to go to the bathroom, okay? Because he might just have to take that walk. And at his school for highly gifted children, they understood that. They'd let them go out and run around the yard and come back and, stand up if they needed to in the back of the room because they kind of understood what was going on. So I often have to tell his teachers these things. And I would say that about whatever your child, however your child learns, and it doesn't matter what it may be. If they read a little slower, if it takes them time, CJ struggles with perfectionism. I get that. I struggle in my life with trying not to have everything perfect. I give a detailed explanation to the teachers about who he is and what they can expect when they are educating my child. And if they have any other questions, I have them reach out to me before they go labeling my child something he is not, because that's not going to happen. And I don't want it to happen to your child either. All right. So wow, you guys, I didn't expect to talk about all that today. But anyway, I love these lives because they just go in whatever direction they go in. And I love it. I love sharing with you guys. I love getting to know you guys. Hey, A, I look cute. Thank you. I got a little haircut, y'all. It's a mess right now. My little fro is a mess, but I feel free. I needed a good trim and I needed a good conditioning. So for my birthday, I just got all the dead ends. Hey, Detroit, I see you over there. Thank you. Yeah, I just got a good little trim, and I wear those clip-ins and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes for work, you wear a wig or all those things, right? But I'm a firm believer. You got to love just how you come on out. Just how you came out, you got to love yourself like this too. This is the way God made me. This way I'm going to be. No makeup and my hair. That's the way it grows out of my head. And I'm going to be in love with this plain natural version of myself as well. That's a conversation we can have. Ariel's on. Hey, Ariel, let's remember to remind me of this, Ariel. We'll do teenage. We need to do something with these teenagers. We need to get some mom and dad tips going for these teenage years. We'll do that on one of the lives. And then we will talk about love of self, of our natural beauty. We live in a society now that constantly tells us that the way we wake up, the way we are is just not enough. You got to do this. You got to have this. I love myself a good glamour moment. Shout out to Dee Dee Kelly, my makeup artist, dear friend, Tony Acey, who also did my makeup for Paternity Court. I love me a good glam moment, y'all. But I'm going to tell you what, I am also going to be in love with the days when I can just be carefree and just have nothing on, not an eyelash, not a nothing. You hear me? Yes, that's what I got to do. Shout out to the Cancers in the house. That's right. Hey, y'all. It's still our time. And happy birthday to my dear friend Unia and my goddaughter Malika, whose birthdays are today. I've had so many July birthdays, you guys. I mean, if you follow me on Instagram, it is crazy how many July birthdays. that I have had this year. I can't keep up. So shout out to everybody who with birthdays in July, all of my fellow Cancers. Thank you for the roses over on TikTok. Yes, nothing wrong with that. Um, let's see, is this Deborah says, thank you for being my inspiration and an independent filmmaker. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Yes, you guys, this is all about change. Ariel, remind me, we're going to do a think about all the changes that I'm making too. I'll do a live about those. But yes, all of the changes that I'm making, 55, I'm 55, y'all. And so 555 is an angel number, all about change. So I'm just working on changing a lot of things. One of the things I have never, ever, ever had, I've done so many television shows, but I've never owned the show that I do. So Paternity Matters is my show that airs on this YouTube channel, Paternity Matters. Season 1 is up now, where I still help people find their fathers and resolve questions of paternity. So if you love Paternity Court, please check out Paternity Matters right here. We are about to start shooting season 2 now, and I need you to like the episodes, subscribe, leave a comment, turn on post notifications, and support, because I'm doing something different. I'm really, really moving towards, oops, sorry guys, my hand slipped, ownership and owning one of the shows I do. I'll always still do We the People. I always still do whatever show that I want to do. But I also want to own something, right? So that if I want to make Paternity Matters for the next 20 years, I can, right? So please support that show. You can also follow us on Instagram and right here on TikTok at Paternity Matters TV. And also, we have a lot of content up on the page already about Limitless Living, my pop-up tour. If you haven't already, please head on over to YouTube and subscribe to the channel at Judge Lauren Lake TV. At Judge Lauren Lake TV is the channel. Please subscribe and keep up. I've been trying to be a lot more consistent over there. And most importantly, develop like a channel, right? It's Judge Lauren Lake TV. This channel is going to be about all of the things I want you to be. It's a part of my legacy, right? If God took me tomorrow, I want people to be able to go to the Judge Lauren Lake TV channel and see what I left behind, what I believed in, families, children, second chances, the importance of fatherhood. I dedicated Paternity Matters to my father, Dr. Marshall John Howard Jr., after his passing. I want to talk about limitless living. I want to talk about what it means to live a limitless life. I want to share parts of my limitless life with you. I want to design. Many of you remember I used to have a show on HGTV called Spice Up My Kitchen years ago. So I'm going to be designing and showing you that. I want to show you pieces of the work that I do with young women and young men mentorship programs. I'm going to be giving you so much content, and so I don't want you to miss. I want you to share. I want you to comment, because I want us to really begin to form a community. So TikTok, you guys jump on over to YouTube when you get a chance and subscribe to Judge Lauren Lake TV. And YouTube, if you're watching now, make sure you are subscribed as well. And if you want to learn more about how to live a limitless life, follow me over on Instagram at Lauren Lake Limitless. That's Lauren Lake Limitless. We only talk about limitless living all day, every day. You'll get a lot of those quotes, a lot of those moments that I have on Paternity Court, when I'm dropping a dime, and We the People, when I'm giving advice. We have a lot of Lauren logic going on over there. And we also talk about what it means to live a limitless life. And so please join the Limitless League and subscribe to the mailing list at laurenlake.com. Just go on over to the website and sign up for the mailing list. We're going to be launching our first newsletter for a while, after a long while. I had a heck of a year last year, y'all, so I haven't done a newsletter in a while. So we're going to be launching the newsletter, and I want you to be the first to get it. So I hope you do that as well. So yeah, you guys, that's what I've been doing today on Lauren Lake Live. Yes, 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 yes. Judge, may God bless you and bring you a healthy life. Thank you so much. Is it Sion? Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Hey, Chandra, how are you? Thank you for jumping on again today. Hey there over on TikTok. Hey Annette, thank you for joining. Hey Dream, thank you for joining. And James, all y'all jumping on in over here on TikTok. Y'all, we be having fun on TikTok. If you guys are on YouTube, you gotta come on over to TikTok too. We have fun over there. I'll be trying to do the little dances with my staff at Paternity at We the People. I'm about to say Paternity Matters at We the People, and we have a lot of fun, and we're going to continue to have fun because that is what this life is all about. Hey from North Carolina. Hi there. Hey. Hey Casey, thank you for joining. Thank you for gifts. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys. Yeah. So that's my story for today. I'm actually sitting out here right now at the park. My family is in town. Oops, I messed up, y'all. Am I back, TikTok? Sorry. Sorry, you guys. My hand hit the button. But I'm holding two phones up because I'm sitting in the car because my family's here. My nephew, his wife, they're expecting. So I'm about to have me a little baby, y'all. And I'm having me a little girl too. So it's my first time. I had a boy. So, and then he was a boy. He's my brother's only son. He was a boy. So we've had two princes. That's plural of prince. Now we get a princess. And I'm so excited. I can't wait. We're just a few months out. So they came to visit for our birthdays, and we came to the park to do a family walk. CJ's doing his workout. So we bought everybody and the dog. King is out here. They're walking him now. Well, did some live with you guys, but I'm gonna go walk a couple laps with them and get some exercise in. Thank you, King. That I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna go get myself some walking and some exercise in, and because that's another commitment that I'm making at 55, prioritizing my health each and every day before I prioritize everything that I'm doing for everybody else. So yes, that's also what I'm gonna do. So all right, y'all, it has been a blast. We will be back every Wednesday. I'll be back next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another Lauren Lake Live right here on YouTube and sometimes even on TikTok too. Now, if you guys have a question of paternity, or if you know of someone who is struggling with a question of paternity and you need help, Ariel can put the number right down in the chat, or you can get the number to text me right on the Paternity Matters TikTok and the Paternity Matters Instagram. It's 818-850-6568. That's 818-850-6568. You can text me and we can do our best to see if maybe you could be one of the families we can help for season 2 of Paternity Matters. Please go and check out season 1. It's really, really good, you guys. We help some incredible families solve some 40-year-old paternity secrets, paternity doubts, and really help people get the truth they need. I'm very proud of the show and what it's able to do. Thank you for the roses, Mike. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. Okay, well, I'm going to jump on out of here, y'all. I'm going to go and hang with my family a bit and grab some food. But I love you all, and I thank you so much for always jumping on with me and supporting me. We're going to find a way to do this more and be more interactive, where I can let you guys join and we can figure out how to keep I'm learning this online thing, y'all. I'm used to being on talk shows and having people in the room to talk to. But this is my new room. This is the new space, and I'm going to figure it out so we can make sure we stay connected. So let's stay connected, you guys. All right? All right, love y'all. See you soon. Good night.